Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of the Final Fantasy Legend. When we last left off, we had just entered the second major world. It's the water world, so... A voyage by ship is too dangerous because of pirates. I saw an island sailing like a ship. Sei-Ryu has banished Ryu-O. Who are they? The caves are connected to various islands. Got quite a bit of money. The brothers live in a town on an island in the northeast. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to go there. Now, one thing we want to buy is we want to buy this battle sword. Not necessarily because we want to equip it and use it, but because we're gonna need it to advance the plot later on. So, still getting some good use out of our rapier. The battle sword is a strength-based weapon, so we're still going to be using agility-based weapons like the rapier there. We have another guild here. So yeah, if you, say you have a character that loses all his or her hearts, you can rehire somebody new in the guild, so. And the higher up in the tower you recruit somebody in the guild, the better their stats are, so. Yeah, they'll be stronger than the characters that you hired at the initial guild back on the first floor, which is was known as the World of Continent. So now this is the World of Water. So buy a bunch of hit point too. If you want, you can save before you use each of the hit point 200s to try to get as many hit points as you can out of them. But we have so much gold and they're not that expensive, so. Actually, it gets to the point where it's actually cheaper once you, instead of using hit points 600s, once you get over 400 hit points, to just buy a whole bunch of hit point 200s. But we're gonna save time and not do that when we get to that point, and not necessarily save time. We'll save time by not saving and reloading. Basically, it's called save scumming. To get the most out of our hit point increases here. So we were told there's pirates on the seas, but there's also pirates in these caves. Yeah, these caves are going to connect us, like that guy said, to different islands. None of the islands that we're going to be going to have any habitats on them, so there's no more villages. We're going to have to find that island that can sail like a ship. So we're going to have to use these caves to get to different islands. The basic thing is you always want to head to the northeast. In both of these cave systems that we're going to go to, we want to head to the northeasternmost exit. So, the other exits just going to take us to dead-end islands that have nothing on them, so. You guys can see monsters here are already, like that island over there to the west there. Yeah, it's a dead end, so we don't want to go that way. Now, like I said, if we just keep heading to the northeast, we'll end up getting to the island that we want to go to. The island that will have the ship that floats around. Which is going to be reused in Dragon Quest VI. There's an island that floats around like a ship, so. Someday I'll get to that game, so. But just keep heading, like I said, to the northeast. That'll take us to where we want to go. And when we get out of this cave, it's going to look like we're at a dead end, but we're not really at a dead end. We're going to step on this island here on the northwest, and now we can sail to the northeast, because we were told that the brothers live there. I guess they mean Sei-Ryu and Ryu-O. But I guess they're feuding brothers because we were told that Ryu-O was banished by Sei-Ryu. So, two brothers fighting. Is that what this world is going to be about? Trying to solve a family feud? Well, it's not, but it does feature, you know, about the feud, so, between these two brothers. So here's that northeast town. Believe it or not, a whirlpool swept me away to the castle at the bottom of the sea. Huh. When you put the air seed into the ocean, it produces oxygen. Oh. Do not approach the old man living in a cabin on the southern island. Sei-Ryu is the blue dragon. He lives in the castle in the depths of the ocean. So I guess we gotta go hit the whirlpool to get taken to that castle. So, I guess Sei-Ryu was a bad guy because he banished Ryu-O. So, But where's Ryu-O? We don't know, but we were told to not approach the old man to the south. So of course that means we want to approach him, so. Besides, remember the man in the top hat said to find the old man, so. That item shop sells all the different martial arts in the game, but martial arts are kind of useless in this game. They're not as good as in the next game, because they don't raise your agility at all. Basically martial arts, they, you know, just like in real life, the more you use them, the better you get at them. So, their damage is kind of based on the max amount of the martial art minus the amount used, and then multiplied by. So the more you use them, the better the multiplier is for the final damage, so. But like I said, not very good, because the first few uses that you get out of them ain't gonna be really all that impressive, so. Some of the cheaper martial arts, though, do have a lot of durability, so. Like I said, the first, you know, maybe third of them are gonna be totally pointless, so. The air seed is on a palm tree in the center. Oh, okay, so who's that old man? He doesn't seem like that bad. But yeah, these trees are kind of a little bit of a maze there, so we just have to find our way through that maze to talk with the old man, and we're gonna have to come back and see him later. But let's head south a little bit more here to try to find the air seed. And here we have a very weak enemy, the Magician. Yeah, he has some good stats, but if you look at his spell list there, he has the Book of Sleep and the Book of Cure, which means that by himself, he can never do any damage to you. So, if he's by himself like this, he's not going to hurt you. He's dangerous, of course, in a group setting, because he can put you to sleep and heal his buddies, but... So yeah, we touched the center palm tree, and the interesting thing is you have to face the palm tree and touch it. Unlike a lot of other games where you, like, if you're trying to open a treasure chest, you stand on the treasure chest, like Dragon Warrior 1. In this game, you have to be facing what you want to search, and then hit the A button to search, so. And that's going to be important later on, when we're told to search a specific area. So we've explored the southwest, the middle, through the caves, the northeast, where we've got that second town, and then the south, and then the southeast. So the only place in this world that we haven't explored is the northwest. So we're going to take our floating island to the northwest, and maybe we can find that whirlpool that takes you down to the bottom of the ocean. Now that we have the air seed, and the air seed will allow us to breathe, so. Well, we have this werewolf here. One thing, he has O weapon. What that means is, if an enemy has O weapon, it means that it only takes half damage from melee type O weapons. So, yeah, Prin's rapier, not going to do as much damage as it normally would. Firearms, of course, don't necessarily fall into that category. So, like I said, Cess has that Colt gun, so she's still going to be able to do some pretty good damage. So, another enemy that's kind of like the Magician there is the eye monster. Yeah, that only casts sleep. That big eye over there, all it can do is cast sleep, so by itself, not a problem. But when it's in a group of monsters like this, you know, it could basically use crowd control and put your characters asleep to take a lot of damage from some of these tougher enemies. Like that Rhino over there. Pretty high strength, and Horn and Head are both pretty hard-hitting attacks, so. But, alright. Jaguar meat. Yeah, we already have a cat type monster. So normally if you have a monster of a certain family and then you eat meat of that same family, it doesn't necessarily you usually don't get a change. So now we only have 8 slots for items. So the interesting thing is, like, once we use the air seed and come underneath the ocean, we don't need the air seed anymore. So we can just throw it away. So Ryu-O now lives above ground. Oh, we didn't see him anywhere. Sei-Ryu cherishes the red orb. Remember where the 2 lines cross. That's a very important hint. So, got some items here. Now, we got the first item there, the coral sword. That is actually strong, can critical hit water type monsters. So, if you want to, Ryu orb has the blue orb. If you want to spend a lot of gold, you can buy that, and it might help you fight some of these like fish monsters and crab monsters are going to be encountering here under the sea, but not necessary. So, like I said, if we just use our money instead to invest in stats, our rapier will be more than sufficient to take out the enemies. So, you don't necessarily have to start buying elemental properties. So, yeah, we're almost maxed out there, 89. Like I said, normally 99 would be what it is, but the game will wrap around up to 255. So you can get pretty strong. So I won't be doing that until much later in the game. So when money is no longer an issue. But until then, I'll just be worried about, getting agility and strength up to 99. Yeah, money's still kind of tight at this early point in the game, so that's why you notice when I bought new armor, I didn't buy a silver armor for Cess back at that town where the martial arts were, the northeast town. We're gonna actually get a silver armor for free later on, so sometimes knowing what treasures are available is good, because... So yeah, here we have that shrimp monster. It is a water monster, so coral sword would be good. Potentially you can critical hit it, take it out in one hit, but we can do that with just our regular rapier, because we have such high, agility. So here we're going to get into an area where there's going to be all these paths to go up. We're going to take the 4th path. If we take the last path, we just end up in another dead end, so... But by taking the 4th path, we end up in this other section of the sea. Interesting thing is, the seaweed has a different encounter table than the sand, so... If you're looking for a certain particular monster, some can only be found on seaweed, some can only be found on the sand, so... We ran into the jaguar earlier before, but didn't want to show off its stats because I was busy showing off the rhino stats, so... There's the jaguar stats. Take him out pretty easily. Take out the rhino. And now the big guy's just by himself, and or herself, or itself. I don't know. I'm not very good at gendering eyes. But, well, here's the castle at the bottom of the sea, and this is apparently where Sei-Ryu is. But it used to belong to Ryu-O, the king of the dragons, but he got banished to the upper world, so... Well, let's go try to find Sei-Ryu here. He's gonna have a bunch of these octopus guards walking around. So, if you touch them or try to talk with them, then you're going to get into a fight with octopuses. So, or octopi. So we have a chance to potentially gain some gold, but... I don't think we're going to want any of this meat. The rhino's pretty good monster for now. And like I said, we don't want to lose our Titan there. Because he has Cure and Teleport. We're going to skip that stairway up. Because we want to head back to this shed back here. Now we had that octopus monster getting in the way. Well, he's in the way here now too. Now, if a monster gets in your way, whether it's a path, a stairway, or, getting into this door here, all you have to do is get into a fight with the monster, And once you defeat the monster, it will reset the monster to its default position. So see, the monster is going to appear where it normally is, to the left of this little shack. And so yeah, that way you don't necessarily have to wait for the monster to run away or move out of the way or pathfind its way to somewhere new. So, but so now we're in this little shed here, and it's kind of reminiscent of Final Fantasy II, where the one for the Nintendo, where you had these like empty rooms that had higher encounter rates. And I guess that makes sense because the person who was in charge of developing Final Fantasy II, he was also very heavily influenced in the Saga series. So that's why you'll notice the level up systems are very similar, where you gain proficiencies and stats by fighting and doing certain actions. So that's another throwback similar to Final Fantasy II in this game here, where in addition to the kind of leveling, no experience points, but we have these sometimes these rooms that may have treasure in, or empty, but either way they have a higher encounter rate than normal. So we wanted to head to that shed because we needed that blue key. If we would have took that first set of stairs that we passed up, what would have happened was we would have ended up eventually much later on in the game, in this castle, running into some doors that we can't unlock. So one's a treasure room and one will eventually be Sei-Ryu's room. So you want to make sure, because like I said, this is at the first floor. You want to make sure you get that key, otherwise you're going to be very disappointed when you get to the fourth floor, I believe, the third and fourth floor, where the treasure room and then the Sei-Ryu's room is, because you'll be like, oh man, you have to backtrack all the way down. And the treasure room is actually very good. We're gonna get that, we'll get the silver armor, the second silver armor that we didn't buy for cess back in that northeast town, and we're gonna get a pretty good weapon. So it's such a good weapon that when people do speed runs of this game, it's needed to basically end up help defeat Ryu-O. Well, not Ryu-O, Sei-Ryu. So, hey, gecko. Another, I believe that's the third tier lizard. Yeah, we had lizards, and then we had the pea frogs, and now we have the third level lizard, the gecko. So, yeah, each monster has 7 different levels, but we only encounter 6 of those levels. The 7th level is a monster transformation only that party monsters can transform into by eating special meat toward the end of the game. So yeah, we've already encountered half the type of lizard type family monsters there. So wow, we're only in the second world. So this world is actually kind of small relative to the first world, the world of continent. World of continent, we had, you had to go around and do a lot of running around getting the 3 items for the king statue. This one's pretty more straightforward. We basically are told, go to the bottom of the ocean, find Sei-Ryu, who's been, expelled his brother to the surface, and take care of him. So it's kind of a short world. So, but there we have the grenades. Very good item. It's a group attacking item, and it does a lot of damage. So you also give Cess that armor, help her out there, increase her defensive ability. Because yeah, we're gonna end up fighting our second fiend eventually. Got a cactus here. Doesn't really look like a cactus. It's a weird looking plant. So it's funky eyes and lips. But, oh well. Creative liberty with monster sprites. Speaking of monster sprites, I think they're very good for, you know, a Game Boy game. Very detailed. So here we have an octopus guard monster blocking our path, so we're going to get into a fight with it. Once we defeat it, it'll just reset to its default position and we can sneak right by it. Here we don't have to wait for it to move out of the way. We just reset its position naturally. And here we are on the final floor, and that's what we'll pick up in our next episode. Take care, have a good one, thanks for following along. Bye!